I am here. I always keep doing that, especially when I'm not home. But yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV, and let's cue that intro. Yes, people, welcome back to GNA TV, and it feels like it's been a long time. Feels like I haven't seen or been with you guys for a while. I hope you've enjoyed the recent recent clip that we put up of our crossbar challenge. We will be doing more of that, and there's actually a second verse to the crossbar challenge. So you've seen the first bit. The second bit is coming. Trust me, Ads is in the back. He's trying to sort out the clipping and the music and whatever. So make sure you stay tuned for that, because that will be coming out very, 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 very soon. Anyway, let's talk Chelsea, because I feel like we've not spoken a bit about Chelsea. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about Hakimi, etc. We will delve into that a bit later, but I really want to delve into the Haaland news today, because it's obviously been very quiet with Haaland and Chelsea at the moment, but there's been some little news, I'd say, some little news here and there that I've been reading in that's came out today, and I thought I'd bring it to your guys' attentions. But before we move forward, please make sure you smash that like button. Please subscribe if you're new to GNA TV as well, and please also tick that bell notification. So every time GNA TV is live, it will alert you. It will alert you guys. But yeah, please, can we do that? Let's try and get to 20, 30 likes. It'd be massively appreciated. Couple of people in the chat already. Big up to Josh CFC. Always good to see you around, bro. Velv is already here with his Liverpool slander. No Hakimi to Chelsea. Ha ha ha. Well, there's a bit of a meaning to that, but we'll get into the Hakimi thing later. I do want to talk about the Hakimi situation. Jim, you were lucky in that crossbar challenge. That's what they all say. That's what they all say. But let's be serious. The Don turned up, and the Don done what he does best. Who have Liverpool got Velvet Shrine? Exactly, Undertaker. Exactly. Kanati and Fatawa. Who is that? I don't even know if Fatawusku is. Big up to Arjan. Arjan, I hope you're well, bro. Hope you're well. We cannot have 2017 repeat. I agree. CFC's time as well. Big up to you, bro. All right, let's delve into it. Let's delve into the. I'm going to drop the link in the chat soon. You guys can come in and have your say as well. But I just want to get you updated with things as well. She can't kick a ball, but to be fair, we kind of mucked up. We should have actually gone forward a bit and given her a bit of an opportunity, at least to be able to try and reach the crossbar. We was making her kick it from where we was. That didn't make any sense, you know what I mean? No, Nath. Hazard. So it said Hazard then. I'm not reading right. Yes, Nath. Yes, Nath. Potentially. But let's get into it. The first bit of news I want to bring to you guys is obviously the news about Chelsea preparing a bid of 85 million euros along with Tammy Abraham. Now, a couple of weeks back, we reported live on here actually that Chelsea had put an offer forward to Dortmund of around 70 million euros plus Tammy. And we all knew that was never going to, it was never really going to be the case. We was never really going to see Dortmund accept it. Seems like Chelsea have upped it slightly, and I feel like Chelsea are playing a real long game. I feel Chelsea are trying to wait for that Dortmund counter, that Dortmund counter offer. What they're going to offer to, what they're going to ask Chelsea to pay, or what they're going to ask Chelsea to do. We know that they want 150 million, which is actually reduced. We're going to get into that a bit later as well. But the reason I wanted to bring this up is because we've got a tweet here. Let's bring it up for you guys. Let's share this info with you guys. Andreas CFC, my guy Andreas CF here. He's saying Chelsea have prepared a new offer for Haaland, 85 million plus Tammy Abraham. And this is via a guy called Ekrem Connor. And Ekrem Connor is actually a Turkish journalist. He's based in Italy, and he does a lot of sort of media transfer talk out there, for Italian football. So I'll just quickly show you again. Obviously, if you haven't followed Andreas Sif, make sure you go and follow him as well. Big up to him. There's also another thing I wanted to show you guys. Where is he? Here he is. Ekrem Konur. As you can see, He is quite well known with his 118k followers. Turkish journalist, football commentator as well. Does transfer news for at Calcio Pilole. I wouldn't even want to try and pronounce that properly. But it was him that came out with the news right here, just to show you guys, because I want to show you guys that it's just not just recent talk. This is the talk that's coming in at the moment. Ekram Connor says Chelsea are focused on Erling Haaland. The first priority is to transfer at Haaland. Haaland's responded positively to the Chelsea offer of a 4+1 year contract. So we already know that Chelsea are not struggling with the personal terms. A lot of people thought, Chelsea are going to struggle with the wages. He's going to need around 360 odd K. He's going to need roughly around 360 odd K a week, which is what he's going to demand. But to be honest, I think what Chelsea are doing here at the moment is, from what I can see, it's not the personal side. It's actually trying to negotiate with Dortmund to bring down that asking price, to see what we can get away with. In a way, it's probably the best terminology to use for it. Save a dollar. We want to save a dollar. It's like anyone. I know Chelsea are a multi-million-pound, billion-pound, team, football club run by Roman Abramovich. But at the end of the day, if even he and even the board, if they can save a bit of money here and there, even if it's 10 million, 5 million, 2 million, that's a lot of money to be saved, especially in this game. So the fact that Chelsea have put this offer in with Tammy, I feel like they're waiting for a response from Dortmund. They want to know if Dortmund are interested in Tammy Abraham. I don't think Dortmund responded on the first initial offer that we put forward. I don't even know if it was of interest. Maybe Dortmund didn't even entertain it. Maybe Dortmund didn't even respond to that. But now Chelsea have laid down an 85 million euro offer plus Tammy Abraham. Now, if you work it out, right, 85 million cash plus Tammy Abraham, who's roughly valued around 40 million, roughly around 40 million in the transfer window. That means we're putting down on the table total about 125 million euros. We are still about 20 to 25 million euros short in terms of what we should be offering for him. However, at least it's a bit of news, because I feel like there's just been nothing. I feel like it's gone very quiet. And the one thing that Chelsea do need, and it's something that we've always been banging on about, not just here but across socials as well, and Chelsea fans, is that we need a striker. And if Haaland is not possible, if Dortmund are really reluctant to sell him, we know Sancho, by the looks of it, is going to be going to Dortmund. If they are really reluctant to sell him and they're not interested in selling both their targets, and they're not even interested in what Chelsea are going to offer, then we need to start looking elsewhere. We need to start having options. We can't just throw our eggs in one basket and just keep playing this game of, we'll give you 70, then we'll give you 85, and then we'll probably go back with an 100 mil plus Tammy Abraham. I think it's clever what Chelsea are trying to do, and I feel like they're doing it because they have time on this side at the moment. Now, the Dortmund deadline date is, from what I understand, the 24th of July, which is when the team meet up. That's when they come together. That's when Dortmund usually don't do any business after that time. So for me, it's going to be interesting to know whether what Dortmund say and what they say to this. Even if they respond to this, let's just quickly go through some of your chats quickly. Let's have a look. Dortmund reject 110 million off Real Madrid, and I get that, but Real Madrid have offered 110 million pounds cash. Chelsea have offered 85 million pound cash and a player. The player that they're offering is apparently worth around 40 million pounds. So in theory, Chelsea are offering them 125 million pounds worth there, roughly. No way Dortmund will accept this, and I get that, Velv. I don't think they will. I don't think Chelsea think they will accept this. I think Chelsea are just knocking on the door slyly, just waiting for him to open and answer. Give us a question. Give us something. I don't think we'll get him, to be honest. This feels like 2017, potentially. But if we're not going to get him, then why are we wasting time with him? I read something else about Marina saying about Chelsea are interested in going for Haaland this season because they feel like they might be slightly pushed away if they're up against other big European clubs. Now, his price apparently is going to be, I think it's 64 to 70 million euros next year to get him. So it's going to slash in half. The fact that Dortmund are getting these offers, knowing that they're not going to make a lot of money of him next year, surely that one little, even if Chelsea put 120 down and didn't put a player down, surely that's got to play in their minds a bit. They're going to make another 60, 70 million on top of what they would have made, what they would have made from the year later, because they're not going to make that. They're not going to make that. Wayne and his inside sources. I don't think he's got the right one yet. Big up to Wayne if he's in the chat as well. It is an impossible bid, Taha. It is an impossible bid, and I get that. Good afternoon to you, Big Ron. I hope you're well. People, please smash that like button. There's nearly 30 of you here. Please subscribe if you're new to GNA TV as well. Also, please make sure you hit the notification bell button as well, so it also alerts you guys as of when we're going live here as well. And obviously, I can see there's more people coming in now. And this is the talk. This is what we've got at the moment. Chelsea officially put in a bid forward of 85 million euros along with Tammy Abraham. What are your thoughts on that, people? I want to know what your thoughts are. What do you think Chelsea need to do to get Haaland done? And if we are wasting our time, do you not wish that Chelsea would just stop wasting their time now and start looking elsewhere? Because can we afford going into next season without a striker? Can we? Can we afford that, people? I need to know. Let me know. CFC Times says 130 bid would test BVB. To be fair enough. 85 million is like 100 plus million euros. Now, I don't know if it's... Wait a sec, actually. Have I read this wrong? You might have a point here. No, that is 85 million euros, bro. That ain't sterling. That's euros. That is euros, supposedly. Dortmund are not mugs. They won't lower their price down. They are strict when it comes to selling players. And I get that. But Velv, look at it from the other side. Chelsea put down 120 mil, say, for Haaland. They know they're not getting that next season. And that's just fresh cash in their pocket. If they don't accept anything for him this season and they sell him next year, then they're only going to be getting anything between 64 to 70 million euros, if I'm right in saying, for him. Surely something's got to trigger. Something's got to give. And if Chelsea are going to be serious, if Roman Abramovich is sitting there saying, you know what, let's throw in more cash. Let's throw in 120 mil cash. Let's test the waters. If Chelsea is seriously going to do that and they're serious about getting Haaland this season, then just do it. Just flash it. Just pull it out there. Test the waters, because I really do think that we might be able to get him lower than what they're asking for. Lower than what they're asking for. We've saved money for enough years, Jem. Pay up. I get that, Josh. I do get that. I do get that. Mo's in the house. Well, big up to Mo as well. 100 million and Tammy is what Unsega CFC is saying. Big up to you, Ryan, as well. I hope you're well, bro. Hope everyone is well. G1, the last time Jem was live, Hakimi was done deal. It wasn't a done deal, was it? You know, if you listen to it very carefully, I'd actually also said to you guys that there's a good opportunity. Simon Phillips quoted on it as well, that a price might come in from PSG, but at that time, nothing was bidded. And they did what we wouldn't say wouldn't expected, but what could have happened, what the possibility is. And this is why I've always said that I don't ever listen to fully what everyone says in the transfer windows, because things can change last minute. It could be, anything can happen. Literally anything can happen. I know, Fata. I wanted to go and watch that England game with you, man. I don't know where we're going to go after that. But yeah, please smash them likes. Please subscribe if you're new to GNA TV as well. Please help me get to 40 likes on this one. Share on your socials as well. We massively appreciate it here. Remember, Raiola said if Dortmund doesn't let Haaland go this summer, he'll make sure Haaland goes to Bayern. And there's a lot of people that I've been talking to that think that's still the case. There's a lot of people that think Haaland will go to Bayern. Lewandowski is not someone that is going to be around for long. His age is catching up on him. And maybe Bayern Munich do need to look for the next big thing. I don't think they'll do it this season, because I don't think they can afford to do it. But going into next season, if Chelsea do not put that offer in, if Chelsea are not serious, Chelsea have got the money. Chelsea have got the money to do this. They just need to do it. If they're that serious and he's our number one priority, then they have to do it. They have to. Because they've clearly shown that Hakimi ain't. They tried to get away with a 50, 60 million pound bid and Alonso. They knew that if they put anything in the regions of 70 million pounds down for Hakimi, they would have got it done. But the reason Chelsea haven't done that is because, for me, I feel like their eyes are elsewhere. I don't feel like he's the priority. He wasn't the priority. And at that time, PSG hadn't offered anything or countered against Chelsea. So Inter were close to agreeing it anyway. It's only because PSG have stepped up now and put that 75 million down. And it's the same situation with this Haaland deal. If Chelsea's serious, and if he is our number one top priority, I truly believe that we've got at least 150 to 200 million pounds worth of funds sitting there to be triggered, to be used, but for the right player and for the right wages and for the right negotiations. So if it is the case, and he is that number one target, get it done, Chelsea. Santana Man says we ain't getting Haaland. The fear is not signing Haaland is the real incentive. The fear of not signing Haaland is the real incentive. Chelsea know if they miss out this summer or next, he will join a PL or CL rival. And I agree, YF. I agree. I agree massively. Something that I've been saying here as well. I do think Chelsea have to be serious with it. The reason I don't want us to go to get Haaland next season is Mbappe could leave and PSG and they could go for Haaland and get him. And again, like I said to Leo, I agree. I think there will be so many other clubs in world football looking for his signature. Even Man United, even Arsenal might even want him. I know Arsenal won't get him. But even they could afford him at 70 mil, really, if they were to put the money down. Even Man City. What if Man City don't get Harry Kane? What if Haaland is 65 million? Man City will go for that all day. And he might go Man City. And I don't even think it is the wages, G. I don't know. I don't think that is really it. I think it's Chelsea trying to negotiate the asking price, but we'll really have to see what happens. Dortmund will give him a new contract, Jim, and make it 200 mil. We'll have to see. We will have to see. I'm just trying to fly through these questions quickly. I think if Chelsea offered Werner and money, we're not going to do that. Big run. I don't see Chelsea doing that. Chelsea never tabled a bid for Hakimi. How we have no idea if Chelsea were really in for him, and that's true as well. Chelsea actually never put an official offer down. People keep saying, and rivals especially saying, you got done, you got rejected. Well, no, we didn't actually get rejected because we didn't actually officially put an offer down. And if Chelsea had put a serious offer down earlier, this wouldn't be the case. He would have been signed up and been at Chelsea because it would have triggered. And Inter Milan have already said, if you trigger what we want, we'll sign. So that, again, is another reason with that it's interesting. Let's quickly go through more of these chats, and then I'm going to bring up something else for you guys. Why are Chelsea fans saying no Lewandowski? He would guarantee us success for the next 4 to 5 years. We don't realise on his pace. Look at. I get that, Mo, but I like Lewandowski. I think he'd be very good for Chelsea. Would he give you 4 years? I don't know. It'd give you a good 2 years, I think. 2 years of instant success. And that's what Chelsea are built around, right? Chelsea are built around instant success. So if you've got an opportunity to bring the world's best striker, or one of the world's best strikers in, why not do it? Just why not do it? It makes no sense. Haaland ain't going to Bayern, is what we've heard here. The Sheden says that's not big enough offer. Make it 100 million euros. I agree as well. Chelsea ain't serious this transfer window. I think Chelsea are always serious, but I think we just do it in such a quiet way. I think we do things in the backs. We're not really with Chelsea, if you've noticed, we're not really a team that you hear a lot about until the last minute and we were actually confirmed to get him. Like, we don't just talk about things, and it's very kept in behind the scenes, kept quiet. We get our deals done very quietly, and I think that's just something Chelsea have always done. Chelsea have always done. Once they know that someone can be serious, they will go for it. But big up, Jem. Big up to you, Conrad. Kai saying, who cares about the rivals? We're slacking off, Jem. Are we, Kai? Why are we slacking off? Why are we slacking off, bro? Because we didn't get Hakimi. I want to know what your thoughts are on that, Kai, actually. What makes you think Chelsea is slacking? Still a long way to go. Transfer window don't finish till August, people. I keep saying this. The transfer window does not finish till August the 15th. We're not even in July yet. It's a lot of time to go, man. There's lots of time to go. age is overrated. Look at Cavani, look at Benzema, look at Silva, look at Ramos. Yeah, that's true. I hear that. Haaland should be playing for England ahead of Harry Kane. I like that one. Yeah, so it's interesting. Let's get into the other bit of news anyway. Let's get into the other bit of news for you guys. But before we move forward, please smash that like button. There's 43 of you here right now. Let's continue hitting them likes, people. Massively appreciated as well. The next big news that let's say big news, but it's come from a little source, is that apparently, Dortmund are reducing the asking price for Haaland. Now, originally, when I looked at the source, I was like, it was this. And I was like, I can't understand it, but it is Gazzetta dello Sport, who are a massive paper company, yeah? So I'm looking at it and I'm thinking to myself, what are they saying? Like, what is all this? So I come out of it and I went to, let me get this one up, yeah? I don't like using it. I hate using papers. I really do. But and the reason I've gone to someone like Daily Express is just for the translation. Nothing else. Nothing else in terms of what they're telling. But in terms of their translation and what they were trying to say about this. But basically, Dortmund are believed to be willing to take 149 million. Where's it gone? 149 million for Haaland this summer. A price that has dropped by 4 million in the last 2 months. And Chelsea see their dip in price as a sign that the fee could be further negotiable, according to Gazzetta dello Sport. So that is what that article's saying. Obviously, I couldn't read it at the time. So I was just trying to understand what it meant and if anyone was reporting it. And obviously, Daily Express have done that. Basically, Haaland's release cost will go down. Will drop to 64 million sterling next summer, which is pretty low, isn't it? It's pretty low. But in 2 months, the asking price for him has gone from 154 million to 149 million. Now, that's below the 150 million that they're asking. And yes, it does work in Chelsea's favour. It works in Chelsea's favour. Yes, it's only 4 million euros. But 4 million euros is a lot of money, man. When does 4 million euros become cheap? do you know what I mean? When did 4 million euros become cheap? You know, and if that is true, am I still here? I ain't getting cut off, am I? Because my internet's gone funny. Oh no! If that is true, if that is true, then and it works in Chelsea's favour, right? Because if Chelsea can offer 120 mil, then they're only 20 odd or 25 odd mil away from their asking price. And if they can lay down a player with that for about 30, 40 mil, they've done the job. So yes, it's only 4 mil and it's not massive amounts and it doesn't make a big difference. And a lot of people will go, why are we even talking about this? But it means, for me, it means quite a lot in terms of for Chelsea because it's come out of that over 155 million bracket that they were looking at. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's good. It's good news. It's news that does us a favour. We're saving money. Please smash them like buttons, people. Please do that. I will be releasing the link in the chat for you guys very, very soon. To go through some of your chats as well. Erling Haaland would be Chelsea's best striker since Didier Drogba and Nicolas Anelka. I agree. I really agree on that. I think he would be the next big thing at Chelsea. And if Chelsea can get him at the right price, if Chelsea can save money on that, then why not do it? You know what I mean? Why not do it? The shed end stop waffling. How do you know he'll be injured? Don't know what's going on there. These all seem to be coming on for the shed end. I don't know what he said. Right. Because he gets injured more playing for Bayern, it will only get worse. Get Haaland and in 4 years we can sell and get a lot of money. We paid for him. It makes sense that money will offer you make back. I get that. And people keep forgetting this as well. If Chelsea sign an Erling Haaland and he comes to Chelsea and wins major trophies, Premier Leagues, Champions Leagues, you know, all of these big, well-known trophies, and he wants to move on, people forget how young he still is. Chelsea could really make money on the signature of Erling Haaland from a marketing aspect, massively, and also in the long run, if someone like Real Madrid or or PSG or whatever wanted him as time went on. Maybe he doesn't want to leave. Maybe he would stay at Chelsea. I'm not saying that. But if he did want to leave, he would be 25, 26. Chelsea would make money, surely. If he's still banging in the levels that he is, if he becomes the complete finished player, continues at the level that he's continuing now, and he wins major trophies, and he keeps helping Chelsea win major trophies, becomes the new Diego Costa, the new Didier Drogba, he will be sellable. We will make a lot of money back. That 150 mil will be nothing compared to what we'd make on Haaland if we sell him in 3-4 years. We would have made it back anyway, in terms of the trophies won, in terms of everything, getting top fours. Would have made it back by then anyway. But then to be able to sell him on as well, it's an option. People need to look at it like that. How dare you do Diego Costa like that? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? I like the love heart pillow. Yes, I'm at my missus's house, Lins. I'm definitely at my missus's house. I am. Gem's a lover. Gem is, Gem is, a settled man now. You're slagging Haaland off, saying he's only done it in German league and will struggle in the Prem, when Lewandowski has done the same thing, playing in German league. I feel like you guys are having a war on here. Is there a war going on? I know Kai's in it as well, trying to catch up. What's going on? Anyway, let's get the link. It's that half an hour mark. Before we do that, please smash the like button. Let's do that. How many likes we got? How many likes have we got? How many likes have we got? 35. Come on, let's 5 more. 5 more people. Let's get to 40 likes. Link comes in. You guys get on and have your say. Let's talk Haaland. And while we're waiting for that 40, while we're waiting for us to hit that 40, let's talk a bit about Hakimi quickly. Very quickly. Classic says, we signed Haaland. We are the biggest club of the world, ahead of Madrid and Barca. Classic, I do love you. You crack me up. You are one of a kind. If you are free, make sure you come on. The link's going to be in the chat as well. Make sure you come and have your say. Hakimi. Looks like he's going PSG. Looks like PSG are going to offer anything in between 70 to 75 million euros, which triggers Inter Milan to signing and confirming. They haven't done it yet still. They still haven't done it yet. And Chelsea haven't responded. Chelsea haven't done anything themselves. I'm not saying Chelsea will, because I don't think Chelsea will offer that kind of money. I don't think Chelsea will offer that kind of money for Haaland, for Hakimi. I don't mind us not signing Hakimi and paying 80 million upfront cash if we're going to pay 120 mil, 130 mil cash for Haaland. And if that's what's in our minds, if that's what Roman said, if Roman said, look, we can't afford to throw another 80 there and 150 there. Chelsea are, it doesn't matter how much money Chelsea have got, there's a structure and a limit to what we can spend. There's always a limit to what we want to spend. We can't just keep throwing cash at things. And it's not FIFA. It's just not FIFA. You can't do that. So if we can't get Hakimi because Roman and the board have said, we're not willing to pay 80 million euros for him cash or 70 million euros cash, but we will give you the 50, 60 million cash with a player. If that's all we can do, then that's all we can do. But I don't mind us doing that, providing that we go and spend the money that we need to spend it at, like on Haaland, if he's our priority. If that's the case, then do it. Then do it. And there was talks about Hakimi actually being his wife actually working in Paris anyway. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Links in the chat, people. Come and have your say. 2 more from 40 likes. Let's try and get to 40 likes, please, people. I appreciate you massively over here. As always, come and have your say. I want to talk Erling Haaland. We can talk a bit about Hakimi if you want. There was not much more to say about Hakimi. I get bored sitting here talking about it. There's not much I can sit here and say to you guys really about it because it's just, it's becoming boring. I just want PSG to put the money down because if Chelsea was serious, they would have just put the money down, She did, Mo. She did. And that's what I heard as well. That is exactly what I heard. Chelsea are linked with Insigne. I hope not. I don't want Insigne. First man up is man like Josh. What you saying, Josh?
What's up, Jim? How you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm all right, bro. I'm all right. Obviously, it's been very quiet around the Erling Haaland sort of news recently, and there's a little bit of news that's come out today, which obviously I brought to your attention. Obviously, one of them being the asking price being reduced by 4 million, which means he's now worth 149 and not 155. 4 or 5, whatever it was originally. And then there's also talks about Chelsea putting forward an €85 million bid money along with Tammy Abraham, which was better than what we spoke about last time on there, which was 70 mil for Tammy Abraham. What do you think Chelsea are doing? What's going through Chelsea's minds at the moment, mate?
Yeah, I mean, I think this particular transfer is going to be a real quiet transfer to the very end. I don't think there's going to be a lot of reliable reporting when it comes to this, because if the rumors are true that Roman is handling this particular transfer by himself, then you can rest assured that there won't be much concrete reports coming out on this one. And that's what I've heard, is that this particular transfer, what up, Sons? This particular transfer he'll is all Roman. That he's the one handling this one when it comes to Haaland. And if that is the case, yeah, it's going to be a quiet one until there's a yes or no. I don't know. It's very frustrating, because I really was hoping we would try to get some business done as soon as possible, but it's classic Chelsea. It's late in the window, always negotiating, trying to say, like you said, save a dollar. I mean, with the Hakimi stuff, I think there was a little bit of interest there, but I don't think Chelsea were willing to spend more than a certain amount of money on him. I definitely don't think they made any sort of official bids. I think Inter liked a couple of the players that we had. I think we gave them permission to discuss terms with those players to see if they could come to an agreement. And then if they were able to come to an agreement, we might try to place a bid and see if there's some business we could do with him. But again, it's go ahead. Sir.
Yeah, are you? I feel like Chelsea fans are panicking. I feel like we're worried that we're going to have a bad transfer window, because obviously there's talks about us losing out on Hakimi, which I think is going to happen. I think PSG are going to get him. I do. I think it's going to be the case. From what I've heard, I've been talking to a journalist as well, actually, someone that's confirmed at Chelsea as well. And he will be coming on here next Wednesday, so make sure you tune in for that to give us some updates, hopefully on the Haaland news. So make sure you tune in. But he felt that we were in trouble, especially with the Hakimi one. He said, like, I don't see any more movement. All I see is Chelsea offering player plus cash, and PSG are supposedly, from what we've been told, going to lay that 70 million cash down at some point. Cool, we lose out on that. But if we don't get Haaland this summer, and we don't really do much, we may get rid of a couple players here and there. Are you worried about going into next season?
Yeah, I mean, I will say I'm a victim of the transfer market, like a lot of Chelsea fans, only because you're coming off of a Champions League win, and you want to build on that. You don't want to stagnate, and it's a long window, right? But at the same time, we know what the one glaring need is a clinical striker. There's one guy out there that really makes sense. And if you don't just make your push to get him, even if it takes spending that kind of, crazy money to get him, then it's disappointing. I'm going to be disappointed in my opinion, if we don't have a shot at Erling Haaland, I'd rather just save our money this window and not buy anybody, to be honest with you.
Well,
I don't want to settle for second and third options. I don't want to spend 60 million on Alexander Isak. I don't want to go try to get a 29-year-old Moreno from Villarreal or Valencia, wherever he's at. It's like, if you're not going to get the one guy that could transform your team for the next few years, then save your money and just run it back. Maybe add a backup piece here or there. But that's the frustrating thing.
Do you think Chelsea might, for example, we have Danny Ings and some Brexit midfield? Do you think Chelsea might start doing some panic buys if they're not getting the Haaland? And this is the thing that sort of worries me a bit. We should look, sooner rather than later, we should at some point know if we're going to get Haaland or not. Chelsea board should know whether Dortmund are interested in even letting him go. And if they are, they need to just put forward what it is. If it's the 149, if it's 150, 130, whatever, they just need to tell us what it is. And then Chelsea need to sit down and really be honest with themselves. It is all on Roman. That's what I've been told. It's actually more on Roman, waiting on what Roman wants to do more than anything, obviously because of the cash side of it. But if we're not going to do it, and we're not interested in getting someone like Haaland this season because of that, then surely we've got to start looking at other individuals. Like, what are we sitting on? What are we sitting on our hands for on one individual? Do you know what I mean? Like, don't waste your time. Like,
Yeah, I know. I mean, I agree, but I don't want to. I don't want to throw bad money at a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what got us into sort of this position with all this dead weight that we have now. Is we threw bad money after bad money because we weren't getting our preferred player at the time, and I don't want to get stuck with a guy on our books. Like, I mean, everyone talks about Drinkwater. I don't want to beat up on him, but a guy like that who's on $100K a week, like you don't want to be giving that money to your second and third options just because you couldn't sign somebody. Like that's why I say you just don't buy anybody for significant money. Like, save your money, run it back, maybe bring a couple of the loan guys back to fill in some gaps, some backup roles, and then just wait till. I mean, it's frustrating because you don't want to settle, because if you settle, that's only going to hurt your team in the long run.
It's not that Chelsea get linked with everyone, you know. Look, like for example, there's talks about De Lorenzo at Napoli. Obviously, Insigne. You know, like I've not heard of that one yet, Insigne. But Chelsea will always be linked with players. They just do. It doesn't matter who it is. If there's an opportunity for them to leave or they want to leave their current clubs, be sure that Chelsea will be linked to them. They will be linked to everyone. You know, it becomes pretty frustrating, to be honest, and it is what it is. But some of these chats, let's go through some of these chats together. We should get Kessie, Dusan Vlahovic, and centre-back like Pau Torres or Koundé. I get that. But what is our real main issue at the club? What is it that we need to improve on? What are our main areas? Like, let's talk about it between me, you, and Fato. Fato, like, what are Chelsea's main positions that we think they need to improve on this season? If we're going to spend money in areas, where are we going with? Because I know centre forward's one of them. What would be your second priority?
The defensive midfielder in that midfield one for me. I think Jorginho's for me. Yeah, you can have one good game, then the next week he turns up in the front cover of the newspaper. For me, it's that defensive midfield. Billy Gilmore's, we know he's going on loan. We need someone that can play alongside Kante. Kante is not a DM. He's a more like a CM/DM/box-to-box player, and we do need someone, a destroyer, that can play alongside Kante, that can get the best out of Kante. You've seen the way that Kante is playing alongside Paul Pogba in France team. That's what we need. And my target still, that my priority that I would like to still Chouameni for me.
Do you agree with him, Josh, as well? Do you think it's DM?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you're not going to be able to get your striker and you have to run it back with Kai up top and Timo up top, and then a defensive midfielder is your next bet. I mean, we can get away with another year with Reece at right back because we have guys like Christensen and Dave who can play right center back. So it's not like a necessity to move Reece to right center back. He can still play another year at right wing back. But yeah, if you're going to strengthen the squad as currently as kind of currently built, is a defensive mid, because I agree 100% on Jorginho. He's it's like he's so difficult because you'll watch him and you'll be like, what is this guy doing? He's slow. He just moves the ball from side to side. And then you look at the end of the game and he's got, like, you know, the most take-ons, the most tackles, like duels won and stuff. And you're just like, okay, I guess he had a good game, but I'd rather see somebody like Chouameni in there, just based off of all of the skills that he brings. I'm not interested in Declan Rice. Especially because all the talks about Rice prior to this summer were we were going to bring him in and make him a center back. So if we were going to bring him in and make him a center back, then why do we want to bring him in to play defensive midfield? Like, that's not what our long-term goal was for him. But yeah, that's defensive midfield is the only other real position of need. We have decent wingers. We have good center backs. We have a great left wing back in Chilwell. It's striker and defensive mid. That's it. Jem's still with us.
James connected again.
Welcome to the Father and Josh show.
Yes, people, we're taking over GNA TV while Jen's still disconnected. What's wrong
Episode
with you?
1.
Jem, you need to get that student accommodation Wi-Fi, bruv, like me, man. Jem's got that Starbucks Wi-Fi, people.
Yeah. That
But carry on, Josh. Like, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's we all know the position that we need. We need a striker, a clinical striker that's going to set the team up for the next 4 or 5 years. It's not a backup striker. It's not a third team striker. It's a top-notch striker, and there's one of those guys out there right now. And you know,
so I'll look at this. Yeah, the second thing that obviously the first one's striker, the second one's at DM. But if we want to keep these players on a longer term, like.
Sorry, guys, I'm not at home today, and this internet is so annoying. I don't know.
We'd like to welcome in Jem.
I'm here. Yes.
Jem, you need to get that student accommodation Wi-Fi.
Don't. This is what happens when you come to your missus's house. Usually I'm at my own place, but I come here and she's using it downstairs. I'm upstairs, and I said to her, it always goes weird in this position of the room. I don't know why, and it just bugs out. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Obviously, we're talking about positions to improve. Obviously, one of the areas I think we do need to improve on is for me is wingers as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need people that can create. And I know we need someone that can create from sort of a deeper role, but I just think it's important that we find someone that can actually create in the final third as well. You know, and I don't think we've got. I mean, Ziyech. I hope Ziyech steps up. I hope Callum Hudson-Odoi gets the minutes that he deserves to get. I hope Christian Pulisic comes back to the Christian Pulisic that we know. But can we afford to allow these players to have another stinker? And then we've only got three out and out wingers or out and out creative players that can play in that position. Like, do you guys not think we should look maybe for another player that can play in there?
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying, because while we did create a lot of chances this year, a lot of the chances we create are from the wings, from outside in. It's not really, and by that I mean by our fullbacks.
Yeah.
I know he's probably gone to United, but I was really hoping we would have made a push for Sancho this summer, especially with United sort of kind of shit in the bed there with their deal with him. But that doesn't look like it's going to happen. But in that case, you know, I do like our wingers, but like you said, there's kind of a lack of, you know, Callum. We don't quite know what he's going to end up turning out to be since his injury. It's been very up and down with him. You know, Tuchel tried him at a few different positions last year. You know, we have Pulisic, who can really be a creative guy and take on players and things like that. But you want to see a full season of him healthy.
Yeah.
You know, Ziyech, it's tough because he started off the year injured and then never really got his feet under him. The formation changed. There was kind of a lot going on with him. But you know, he has that ability there to pick out a pass, and he scored some nice goals when he had some opportunities. But I mean, I could see it being a position to try to strengthen if you can find the right guy. I mean, I haven't really heard us linked with a lot of wingers this summer. But you're right. It is a position you'd like to have somebody.
I think the other thing that we've not really been speaking about as well is the whole goalkeeping side of things. Now, I'm not saying replace Mendy, because Mendy needs to start, but we've got African Cup of Nations next year. Who comes in?
And if Kepa goes on loan, we could be down 2-3 keepers, really, because Caballero's gone.
I don't think Kepa's going anywhere, but my worry is Kepa coming in goal for them periods. Now, I looked at the fixtures for that January period, and we have got Liverpool, Man City, Spurs all back-to-back in January. That involves Kepa playing in them games. That worries me a little bit. I know under Tuchel he's played well. He's played better because we're defensively a lot more tight. But again, we might need to look for a second goalie. Maybe we might need to bring someone in because of Mendy maybe missing on that period. That could be that could be at the point where we need We might be 2 points on the top of the league or behind, and we need these wins against the top six to excel us. And then we've got Kepa coming in. Like, that might be why we need a goalie, a second goalie, a backup goalie, someone that's actually decent as well. Do you know what I mean? To just come in and do it. I just don't know if Kepa's that, and that's what worries me. I know people say we've got to give him the chance; he deserves it. He's Kepa, blah blah blah. But I don't know. I really don't know. But Klasev's with us. What's happening, Klasev?
Oh, hi. What keeper do you want then?
For me, it's Areola.
I think Areola's a good backup. I think he's a very good backup. I think the issue you've got is there's not many keepers that are that decent that don't start. Like if you look at a Nick Pope, for example, you couldn't get him to come to Chelsea and sit on the bench. He would want to start. Do you know what I mean? So it's I don't know. It's a tough one. What about you, Klasev?
Seriously, I can't name anyone. I can't name anyone, to be honest, right now.
No, it's hard. It is hard. What's your thoughts on Haaland, anyway, Klasev? Obviously, there's talks about Chelsea giving Tammy and a little bit of money, 85 million euros for him. Obviously, we know Dortmund not going to accept that. What do you think Chelsea need to do to get the job done, mate?
I'm just going to say, like, I'm actually a Dortmund fan.
Okay.
Like, Dortmund is my other club I support. So I think 85 million is too less, to be honest. I mean, yeah, that's not something we're going to accept.
What does Chelsea need to do then? Yeah.
Chelsea need to, like, I've actually said it quite a lot of times. Like, Chelsea need to spend big. Like, we need to spend big to get Haaland. Because for me, if we don't get Haaland, I don't want anybody else.
I agree with Klasev 100% on that.
Would you not want Harry Kane if he was available?
I don't know.
Lukaku?
I just don't think they're realistic anymore, Jem. Like, there's no way Tottenham are going to sell Kane to Chelsea, and Lukaku he's already turned down Chelsea now for the second or third time. Like, I don't want to keep simping over Lukaku and then have him turning us down at every opportunity he has.
I hear that.
If he wants to stay in Italy because he's going to end up hating next season because I think they're going to be poor. But he's had his opportunities. I think we've tested those waters, and if he wants to stay, then he can stay. Like, I don't want. He had a chance to come to us before. He turned us down to play
There was talks about like backup strikers, and before I move on, Ian, I haven't heard any more on Ziyech. All I do know is that he is staying. Someone did tell me on a DM on Twitter that he's not going anywhere. He'll be at Chelsea next season, from what I understand on that one. But in terms of strikers coming in, there was talks about getting Isaac in as a backup sort of striker, but we haven't even got a main striker when I think about it. We've got Timo Werner. Is Timo Werner still number one if we don't bring in a Haaland?
Probably like Timo Werner and Havertz. If we don't get Haaland, then I would prefer Werner and Havertz because I actually rate them both a lot in some funny way. I think there's no better attackers than Havertz and Werner at this moment. So I would probably be like not really interested in Isaac. I would try to keep Tammy Abraham. Like, do you get me?
Why would you keep Tammy Abraham? Do you think he's a good enough backup striker then? Or
oh yeah, he is. Actually, if for example, if we are playing against teams which are like not really good in EPL, like bottom of the table, then we can switch to like a classic striker like Tammy Abraham, who just stays in the box. So he's probably going to get us some goals. So
he will.
Yeah.
I agree with Klasef to a degree. I think Tammy Abraham would score goals in the Premier League. He continuously would. But my issue is what happens when Giroud looks like he could be going AC Milan, by the way, by the sounds of it. It sounds like
Giroud's gone.
That leaves us with two strikers. One, Tammy Abraham, who the Chelsea fan base do not trust. You know, we've already made it very clear that he's not someone that I think, and not even just Chelsea, I think Tuchel's made it clear. Tuchel's not even played him. Tuchel's not even interested in him. So let's be serious on that. And then number two is Timo Werner. Timo Werner, if he gets the opportunities that he did last season and does not convert.
But try.
But he's not going to stay at Chelsea, is he? We're not going to keep him there, surely.
Yeah, but
Surely
if they can't sell him, I don't know what they do with him. Like if Leeds already turned down an opportunity to buy him. Or that's another case of Chelsea getting in their own way with an over-evaluation of a player. Like sometimes you just got to move on. And
Can we trust Timo Werner to be the main man next season? I want you to answer that question. Can he be the guy that steps up if we don't get the striker?
I think so. But I think there's a real chance that Haaland becomes the false nine striker again if we don't bring anyone in, and Werner plays sort of off of him or behind him. Which I don't think Tuchel wants to do. I don't think he wants to have to play Havertz at a false nine because you don't really get the best out of him. But I think Timo will have a better year. I'm a big fan of his. I think the guy is plenty capable of scoring and assisting plenty of goals. It's just I
think I can trust Werner on creativity, but not like finishing at this moment because he is very low in confidence. But the second thing is, if we don't get Haaland, I would prefer to have more creative edge, attacking midfielder who would probably. Because personally, I rate Werner above Mount and Havertz when it comes to creativity and running.
This is the problem. This is the problem with the fan base. Like most of you lot in the comment section are the young generational fan base. Unlike us, the old guys like Jem, myself, and George.
Cheers, mate. Old.
I can tell you this, from my experience, I've never seen the young generation of fan base so emotional. Like every time one player did a bad performance, like, oh, get him out this, get him out that, get him out this. Oh, he should be out this summer. And then like most of us, like the sensible one, like me, Jem, and Josh, like, right, we trying to go, like, this guy has a one season in the Premier League. Let's give him another chance next season. Let's see like whether he can prove us.
The viewers are not having it better. The viewers are not having it. They want him back to Leipzig.
You know what? That shows to me that's the lack of idiotic some of the young generational fan base.
He's right to a degree. There's a lot of reactionary. One thing I've noticed, especially with football, and it's changed so much up to now, is and I think it's social media. Social media does not help with it as well. Everyone's very reactionary about individual players. It's like if you get signed and you don't perform in your first season, you're shit. That's it. That is the attitude.
I get it, Jam. The thing is, if Werner has to be clinical, then we need to have Jack Grealish behind him because Mason Mount and Havertz are not the guys who's going to help Werner not run too much and be clinical. He can.
But does Mason Mount get in the team then, Classiv? If you're getting Jack Grealish, does
Mason Mount would get it, but Mason Mount is a workhorse, and he would definitely get into the team compared to Havertz. Havertz is more creative rather than more like workhorse. So if for example, if we don't get Haaland, then we need to make Werner our striker, like a clinical striker, which you guys talk about.
Why can't we just play Havertz up there?
Classiv, do you know that he's a
Havertz is not like Havertz doesn't like own the game like Jack Grealish does. Do you get me?
No, but why can't you play Havertz as a false nine like we have done? Why can't he's doing it for Germany? And is he not scoring goals for your country at the moment?
He's been poor last game. He scored a goal for
Classic. Come on, Classic. He's been pretty good.
I'm not saying Havertz can't do. Listen, Havertz.
He's bad.
Havertz can do it. Like, listen, the season in EPL, you're supposed to play 2 games. You're supposed to play 2 games a week, and Havertz, I don't think so. He's too young to listen. Werner is 25. He can own the pitch. He can run everywhere. Mount is 22. He has a lot of stamina. He can run. Havertz.
No, you just don't like Havertz. You've made it very clear that you don't like Havertz, Classiv. I know you don't like him.
I like Havertz as a luxury person. Like, I'm not gonna be like he's not like. He's going to be full season and he's going to give his 100% like Mason Mount or Timo Werner. He's not like that sort of a person. He's more like a Pogba. Like he turns up for the France, but he doesn't turn up for United. Do you get me?
Slightly. I don't know. I mean, anyone disagree with Klasrev? Josh, do you feel he's been a
Yeah, I
bit
mean,
harsh?
I think he's been a little. I've been agreeing with most of what Klaas has said this morning, but I think he's been a little bit harsh with Havertz. I think Havertz has been Germany's best player, to be honest with you, especially in attack. Um, and I really like what he does. His movement, when you watch him on the pitch, his movement is sensational. The way he gets himself in positions to either score a goal or get somebody in behind to score a goal. I think we saw that in the final. I think with Mason Mount, I don't think that he'll necessarily be dropped. He won't be dropped from the team, but he'll probably play a deeper line position where he can move around, run around a bit more, chase the ball, get tackles, get the ball back into the attack. But yeah, when it comes to Werner, I think it's really harsh to say. I mean, he wasn't terrible by any means this year, and he didn't even nobody had a preseason, nobody had a real chance to kind of get himself used to the country. I'm very much on board of just giving this guy an opportunity to show what he can do. He's got all the talents.
I hear that. People, before we move forward, please smash that like button. 1 second, Classic. That's it. Please smash that like button. Please subscribe if you're new to GNA TV as well. And also hit the bell notifications. The bell notifications will tell you guys when we go live as well. So please make sure you do that. Make sure you follow our Instagram page as well. And please share on all your socials. But let's try and get these likes up. Let's try and get to 75, please. We much appreciate it. Classic, what was you saying?
Yeah, I'll just agree with Josh, to be honest. Like, Havertz is very talented, and I've been harsh on him. But end of the day, like, if we are looking to win EPL, you cannot be like, you cannot depend on Havertz. He's just 21 years old. So I don't see him like running week in, week out and winning us game every single week. He can be very influential in big games, like probably like City game, but I don't see him as a season long player.
Okay, fair enough. I actually rate Havertz. I think he's potentially going to be. I hope so. Anyway, I think in the long run at Chelsea, he could be one of our biggest players at Chelsea. I hope he continues playing the way he does. I think he's very good in his movement. I think he's very good. And you see it for Germany, because Germany have adapted, weirdly enough, the Tuchel system with the three at the back, right? And then the two in the middle with the wing backs and that. So it kind of suits Havertz in how he's playing at the moment. And yes, he's not... I think Havertz has been good for Germany. He's had a couple bad patches in the game where he goes disappearing and he's not getting involved. But then when he comes alive, he's very hard to do. I mean, look at Portugal. I mean, he's got Diaz in his back pocket at the moment. He's done him twice.
Their best attacking player.
I reckon Werner can do much better than Muller with the link up at front.
No question.
Muller is very key. Like Werner can't do better than Muller, but Werner can do better than Havertz.
No, Big Ron. Does anyone want Declan Rice?
No, not as a center, not as a defensive midfielder.
We have Rice at home.
It's playing me.
I do have Rice at home, yeah. But Matty Rice.
Yeah, they're talking about. Ivor's talking about João Palhinha from Portugal. Yeah, I can't pronounce these things as my language don't let me. But I've not seen enough of him. Yeah,
I've never heard of him.
I think Saka, Jack Grealish have got to start against Germany next Tuesday. And yes, Germany, England next Tuesday, massive game. Me and Fato are still trying to sort out somewhere to blooming go, which is a headache as always. Andre's in the house, big up to him as well. What else have we got here? Let's see. We've got so many chats going on there. What's going on? Can't keep up with them all. He's clear of Rice. He's a baller, is what Santana Man's saying. Ask Klasrev if Havertz can play false 10.
False 10 actually exists. False 8 and false 10. It just doesn't exist here. Whoa, oh my god. It does exist.
People.
Listen, the reason Havertz is playing because Gnabry is getting a chance. And in Germany, we have this kind of rule. Like you're not
Can I,
supposed to
can I,
follow it, bro.
hold on, can I
But
ask
you
how much
follow
time do we really have
what?
left in that transfer for Haaland though? Because we've got only like 1 month away before he goes
Yeah.
to the Dortmund training camp. So
I don't know.
they'll give us like 4 weeks to sort.
What are Chelsea's options? What are Chelsea's options? That's a good
We
question.
have none. We have none. There's no strikers available in his category. There just aren't.
Let's
It's
ask
so
the
it's like
viewers. What strikers are left for Chelsea to maybe buy? Like, let us know in the chat. If they don't get Haaland and Haaland's not done, if we can't get Haaland across the line, who can Chelsea buy?
I can't lie.
Who's-
It might sound crazy, but fucking hell, I wish that Tottenham would have signed. Let's be honest, Tottenham cannot keep Harry Kane hold on for forever. I mean, he's got to go somewhere else apart from he's got to go to Man City. That's the first option, literally. Like, can we just do something else, like like a hijacking the transfers and that? I don't really mind at this situation right now because time's really ticking. Like, we need to sort out the striker. That's the most important thing. And I think if by the time the 24th of July comes, if we don't sign anyone, like, I don't think we're going to challenge the title next season.
no. If we don't get him this season, that's done and dusted. He'll go somewhere else for sure.
Right. I see someone. Look, viewers. If you get in the chat who you're interested in, I will bring up the stats to them. Let's talk about it really, but I want serious answers. I don't want silly ones. Tell me what strikers are available if Chelsea don't sign Haaland, because what we're all worried as Chelsea fans is if we go quiet, if this Haaland deal doesn't happen this season, we ain't getting anyone. And then does that become a real bad transfer window for us? It might do. Dusan Vlahovic, who plays for Fiorentina, I believe. Yes.
Yeah.
He has scored this season 21 goals in all competition. Well, actually, in Serie A, that's it, because that's what he scored in. 40 games. So he's scored in over half of his games that he's played in. So he's got 2 assists. He's not someone that will create. He's not someone that will hold the ball out. He's not someone that would. He's someone that, by the looks of it, get him in the box, and he'll pull it in the back of the net. I haven't watched enough of this guy, but has any of you guys watched him?
Not really.
Yeah, no, not really. I don't watch a lot of the Italian league, to be honest. But
I've just heard the 23 goals that he scored last season. He's like still a bit in the aging, like Kai Havertz is. He's still that young. He's a Serbian prospect for the future. So yeah, I haven't really seen much enough of him, but if he do become the second option, like, time is ticking. You got to act really quick.
I agree.
I think Jester brought up yesterday in a stream. He was talking about if you want a backup striker, you got to look for guys who can play in a 2, especially with the way we play right now. And he brought up Luka Jovic, who I know is sort of a hot button issue because he hasn't really done much yet. When he was at Real, he didn't really get a lot of opportunity. And the reason he didn't get a lot of opportunity at Real is because they play with the one striker, and that's not really what he does. But he's a shout because you can get him for somewhere in the range of like 25, 30 mil, which is, it's a fair number for somebody with kind of his background. But
I get it. But
I just don't know a lot of guys.
No, I was going to say, is he someone that, I mean, I'm not going to base it on his current season because I don't think he's played a lot, has he? But let's have a look.
He went back to Frankfurt, and I honestly don't think he had a great showing when he went back to Frankfurt, but some of that's probably down to confidence at this point too with him.
YF, you are bantering. There's no way Chelsea are getting Ashley Barnes. I'm not having that. The Lukaku thing's gone, people.
Ashley Barnes.
Lukaku, from what I understand, is staying at Inter. It was after the recent game, it was announced that he was staying. So, it might change. But to be honest, looking at Jovic, obviously, you look at what he's got on his side. Obviously, he's only 23 years old. He is very young still. He's played 23 games. He's only scored 4 goals. Now, that ain't the most impressive, but he's playing for Frankfurt. Did he get the opportunities that he deserved at Real Madrid? Probably not. Does he walk into Chelsea and become our main guy? I don't know. Does he become a second striker? Go on.
Yeah, to me, he would be a really nice backup with a sort of a 2-striker system, or sort of the one playing off the other that we kind of do right now. That would be the only reason I would bring him in, and for his price, because I think you can get him for a relatively cheap price in today's market. But if you're asking him to just be like a lone striker up top, that's really not his game.
Not his game. So if we were looking for a lone striker up top, someone that can hold the ball, someone that's Premier League proven, someone that, if we put the right money in, could potentially be available, what about Nick Calvert-Lewin?
It's not a bad option.
Yeah.
He's not thinking wrong. Like, who's this guy? Ivor Dorival. It's not a bad option, to be honest. He has aerial power. He can score from head. So if, for example, if Haaland leaves, the reason I'm not coming up with other strikers is because I'm interested in Haaland. If Haaland leaves, if he joins another club, then I would be thinking about strikers. For that, Calvert-Lewin is a good option. It's not a bad option.
Well, he scored 21 goals in all competitions, 39 games, 4 assists. It's not bad, Premier League proven, double digits. You know, he's done it there. But then I always look at the season before, because it gives you a bit of a better parameter. And if you do that, then you can obviously see that his stats are still double digits. 41 games, 15 goals, 1 assist. All right, it's not as good as this season, but the most important thing is he's scoring double-digit goals, something that Chelsea have lacked this season. Chelsea have lacked someone that can put the ball in the back of the net. So
yeah, but we don't need a specialist player, to put it that way, because if you want to be a top team, then all of your team has to do that. Why do we need to create another layer? Like, everybody has to pass a striker and then he has to score a goal. That's another layer to your game. Why can't we all the players work towards a goal without having that layer? So this mentality, we need to create another layer. We need to have a striker. Then all of our player would be thinking, we need to pass it to a striker. Why should we do that? Why can't everybody play together?
I get that, but you still need an out-and-out. Strikers are bought to score. That's what their main aim is. They're not bought to just completely
What
link up
about Lautaro Martinez
and have an effect. Yeah,
he's not a striker, to be honest.
What about Andre Silva? No one's obviously mentioned Andre Silva as well. Again, he's had a very good season. I've not watched enough of him, but I know he's banging some high-level goals. I'm trying to get up now once this loads. Andre Silva obviously plays for, he's obviously Portuguese.
Frankfurt.
He's playing for Frankfurt at the moment.
Frankfurt, yeah.
Obviously, Klasrev, you're obviously German. What's your thoughts on Andre Silva and what he's done this season? He's scored 29 goals this season in all games and 10 assists, so he's got double digits in both. Would he be a good player for Chelsea?
No, he won't be a good player. He's not that bad. But he's not very active. He gets the goal because, obviously a lot of people say it's a German tax, whatever, Bundesliga tax. Yeah. He scored a lot of goals, but I still don't think so. He's like someone who would fit in EPL, and he's more like a mid-table player, like Everton. Probably he would fit in Everton.
Okay, fair enough. There's someone in the chat, Santana Man saying Moreno, and they all convinced us why. I want to know why.
He's 29 years old, man. He's 29 years old.
What's his first name? What's his first name? Does anyone know? Moreno.
Gerard Moreno.
Gerard
Moreno. All right, let's have a look at him. He's 29 years old, like Josh said. Yeah. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at him. That can't be right. He's only played. Oh, that's right. Okay, so he's in Euros. He's played 3 times and he's got 2 assists. He hasn't scored yet for Spain, but Spain haven't really been firing in all cylinders. But looking at his score, what he scored in La Liga, he's played 46 games. He scored 30 goals in all competitions from La Liga to Europa League, and he's assisted 11 goals. Now that ain't bad, but again, what was the parameter for 1920? So Let's have a look at his 19-20. Is this just a freak season for him? I mean, he scored 20 goals last season in La Liga in all competitions with 6 assists. So, he is consistently bringing in the double digits. So obviously whatever he's doing is working. But why do you say no, Josh? Is it just his age?
Yeah, he's 29. I don't know what we're gonna. I understand strikers they can have a little bit of a longer shelf life than other positions, but you're gonna ask a 29-year-old to come into the fastest paced league in the world and get you 20, 25 goals. I don't know. I don't see it. I just don't see it. He's a name that's been out there, but I don't know, man.
But Santana Man saying the reason for it is that it will help Werner. He played off another striker and he's clinical. Oh, it helped Werner because he'd be able to play off Moreno, is what he's saying. He thinks Moreno is the person.
Well, you've got like Poulsen for that. Why do you need to go to Spain? Like, we already have such a bad reputation with like Torres and Morata. Why would you take another risk?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with Classic there, and I mean he's not wrong. He's not wrong in the idea of like wanting somebody who can play off a second striker, because I think that's the kind of guy we need, which Haaland does that beautifully as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. At that age, coming to this league, it's just tough for me to see that being an option for us, unless he's on like the serious cheap end.
Yeah, I hear that. Obviously, I don't know if Inter Milan are selling. I know selling free have to sell 3 of their players. I don't know if Martinez is one of them players, but obviously he's another player that is supposedly one of the top / world class players as strikers around football at the moment. He scored 19 goals in all competition and 11 assists, but he's played 48 times. What are your thoughts on Martinez?
Is this Lautaro Martinez?
Lautaro
Yes,
Martinez.
Sir.
Yeah.
Lautaro Martinez, yeah.
Yes, sir. We want him.
Why do you want him?
He's a good player.
Did you not see what he did with Lukaku? Like, he really helped Lukaku.
But is he not the? Is he going to get the best out of Werner? Because he's not really a target man. He's someone again that likes playing off, isn't he? From what I understand, with Martinez.
Are you saying he's a more right inside forward then?
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So they don't solve our issues too much going forward. I don't think. I think he'll score you goals. His goals are 21. I mean, he's played 49 games and he scored 21 goals. Now, I just don't know whether he's a clinical striker. Is he classed?
To get the best out of
a clinical striker?
To get the best out of Werner, we need to leave him alone.
We need to leave him alone. I like that one. So Martinez, do you think Martinez would be good for Chelsea, or do you think he's not do you not think he's the type of model of player that Chelsea need to look at? Do you think he would work? Would he work? Would Werner be able to get in the team? Would he be able to play off him? Would they be good together? Would it be too small?
I think, they would be good together. Like, if, for example, if we don't get Haaland, then Lautaro Martinez or Jack Grealish would really be helpful, because these are the guys.
That ain't me, is it?
We lost Classic.
Starbucks Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I mean he's not wrong in his idea. Like if the idea is to try to get the best out of Werner, you need somebody, and Havertz does it a little bit too, but you need somebody who's able to work off of him with, at that position. So I think in that sense, Martinez would be a really good fit in the fact that he does that really well. He works off of another striker very well.
What about this Martinez and Havertz link? Obviously, that could work, but then you just don't get Werner in it. That's the thing.
Yeah. I mean, like somebody's minutes are going to go down regardless if you bring in a starter, right? So if we bring in someone who's going to start, someone's minutes are going to go down. But again, we have a lot of fixtures. You need somebody. You need a full squad for this, right? I mean, I know we want a strong 11, but I want a strong like 14 or 15. Because you're going to play over 70 fixtures, and you need those kind of guys to maintain a strong season throughout the whole run.
I get that. Do you know what's so funny, right? I'm looking at the chat, and there's so many different personalities. I love it. This is why I love our viewers, because you've got some people saying Andre Silva's great, some people saying he's a stat padder, same with Moreno, he's a stat padder, he's good, and then you've got some people saying yes to Martinez and some other people saying no. it's great. It's just great to see. I'm really trying to read them and listen to you guys at the same time. Martinez is taller and a bigger version of Aguero, is what Shabab is saying. Why don't we go goal scoring wingers like Sancho or Mo Salah? Because there's not many of them.
Yeah.
And obviously Mo Salah is going to be worth $1, and I don't think he would come back to Chelsea because of what happened with us and him. I don't think Sancho's already gone, as we know. He's going to Man United. No one's even bothered trying to compete with that one. I just think there's not many players of that wing, like them, that caliber wingers that can score goals, 20, 30 goals a season. I don't think there's many of them out there that can do that anymore.
Yeah, it's a rare position, and usually those are the kind of guys that you're not going to get much out of on the other end of the pitch either. So they'll score you goals, they'll get in behind, but you're not going to get a lot from them on the defensive end as far as work rate goes.
Yusuf N. Nesri is what someone just said. He plays for Seville. Let's have a look at him. He's 24 years old. Let's check him out.
Yusuf N. Nesri. Is that the one from AS Monaco?
Seville. Yeah, he's playing for Seville at the moment.
Seville, okay.
People, let's smash them likes. Just get to 60 likes, please. Massively appreciated. If you're new to GNA TV, please subscribe and also hit that notification button below because you will keep getting updates from us when we're live as well. Here he is. 52 games, 24 goals, 0 assists. So he's again someone that sounds like he's more of a a goal poacher, someone that probably is always in the box. If he's on the end of goals but not assisting goals, that tells me that he's a proper goal scorer in that sense. If you look at his season before that, 10 goals. So he's gone from 10 goals to 24 goals this season. He's playing for Seville. I don't know much about him again. I've watched him briefly in games. I don't know whether again he would be. He's Moroccan though. He's Moroccan, Fata. But I don't know whether he's the caliber of player that's needed at Chelsea.
Let's remember, guys. We want him to come to Chelsea. We're not just talking about good strikers. Like who's coming to Chelsea?
Yeah, who can come in? And this is the problem. The reason I've done this for you guys is to find out who is available. And look how hard we're struggling to find. How hard it is to find an individual that we think that can come in and do a job. Do you know what I mean? And that's the worry. And this is why Chelsea fans are worried that if we don't get Haaland done, if Haaland isn't coming to Chelsea, Chelsea should go for Sabitzer.
No.
Why?
No.
So
I didn't like him how he performed for Austria. I'm not really his big fan, to be honest.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I think Sabitzer's okay. I just don't think he's clinical goal scorer. I don't think he's of that mould. Let's have a look. He's a central midfielder anyway. He's not even a striker. He scored 9 goals and he's got 7 assists at Leipzig. That's the kind of player Chelsea need right now, if your honest opinion on that.
Sabitzer.
Schick. What about Schick? People were saying Schick.
Patrick Schick.
Patrick Schick.
Dude, I can't lie. The Euro form doesn't explain me as a whole form. Like you can have your best form of your life in one competition, but that just doesn't tell me how you perform in the league wise.
True. He's had 3 appearances and he scored 3 goals in the Euros so far. So he is in a bit of form. That could be part of the reason why people are looking at maybe him as well as an option. He scored 13 goals in 36 games with only 2 assists for Bayer Leverkusen last season. Let's have a look what he did last season.
There's one name in my mind, Robin Gosens.
Gosens has been. You want to talk about a Euro tax? He's had a Euro tax for sure. He's been very good.
Gosens.
No, I think he's sensational, man. I think he does it at Atlanta. He does it at Atalanta. He gets goals and assists from the left wing back position. He's been great in the Euros. I love Gosens.
He's a left wing back, isn't he? But again, that's somewhere.
Yeah.
That's the position that we could look to obviously improve. It's kind of surprised me with the Hakimi one because 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, if you sit here to tell me that Chelsea were going to go for a right wing back, and for me, I'd be like, "What are you talking about? Why would we go for a right wing back?" You know what I mean?
Right.
No, Santana, man. I'm sorry. I don't want to see this guy anywhere near my team.
No, him and his wife can stay in Paris.
Literally. Him and his
Yeah, they
wife.
can stay in Paris for that fashion show alongside Hakimi, CBA.
Let's have a look at Icardi because he's been at PSG this season. His market value is 36 million at the moment. Obviously, he's playing. Is he even playing for Argentina at the moment? I don't even know. At Copa? I don't even know.
I don't think so. He might be. I don't know. I don't. He's somebody I don't follow that much anymore.
Well, he scored 13 goals, which is double digits, in 28 games in Liga. In League, should I say in League? He scored 7 in the league. Copa de France, he scored 5, and then 1 in the Trophées des Champions, as they say. Let's have a look at his season prior to that. I don't think Icardi, again, is the player that ticks the boxes for Chelsea. 20 goals. You know, he scored 20 goals season 4, 34 games. He is a goal scorer. Something because I can't say of Icardi, he does score goals, but he comes with a lot of baggage. And I just don't think he's the mould of striker. I don't think Deanna's watching. He would disagree. He loves Icardi, but I just don't think he's the kind of striker that Chelsea need. You know what I mean? I don't really think he's that player. At Atlanta, who's at Atlanta? Who are we talking about from Atlanta? Zapata? No, we don't want Zapata, do we?
He's probably making fun of the fact that I said Atlanta instead of Atalanta.
Oh, that's fair enough.
That's the American tax. I'm sorry.
I'm going to finish off by showing you this, just to make it a little bit worse for us as well if we don't get him. Erling Haaland's stats.
41 and 41. I have it memorized.
Literally, so do I. You can't even forget it, can you? You literally cannot forget it. This guy, look at this, people. There it is. This is why Chelsea need to just put that 120, 30, 40 million pounds down now. Because that, I don't care what people are saying. He ain't flopping. People are worried that he might not hit the grounds running. He might not be the player that he is in Bundesliga because of Bundesliga tax. I'm sorry. Erling Haaland is a generational talent. He's the player that I've wanted from day dot. When there was Harry Kane talk and whatever, I said I want Haaland, and then there was a lot of disagreement to it. This is the man that I think Chelsea need. He ticks the Drogba boxes. He ticks the Diego Costa boxes. He has attitude about him. I like the way he carries himself. I like the way he plays the game. And for me, the guy is so tall. He's quick. He's very quick. He can score not only the easy goals in the box, but even the goals outside the box. The goals where you just, that come out of nowhere. That's what we need. Someone that you can just do that. Do you know what I mean? In games. Like, this is the player, man. This is the player that Chelsea
And
need.
he's just not a player. He's a personality. Like, after Drogba and Costa, like, if you want to be known as the best team in the world, you need Haaland. Like, wow. Like,
100%.
spend 250 million. Spend 250 million, 300 million. I don't care. Like, listen, we spent 250 million last year. We got 6-7 players, and we just need another 250 million to complete the team. So it's 500 million altogether. Why can't we do that? Like, for next 4 or 5 years, we'll be sorted.
I 100% agree with Klosov here. Just pay the guy is everything you need at your club to put you in position to dominate for a while. Pay the money. It's not that much money. It's not that, in the scheme of things, it's not that much money. With everything that you're going to get in return, it really isn't.
It will pay it back, Josh. It will pay it back a tenfold, and not just that.
Probably in a season too. Not even in 4 years.
That's
like
what
in
I'm
a
saying.
season.
In 4 years, he would have paid it back in 2, in my eyes. But my point is this. Even if he wanted to move on at 26, 25, or whatever, 4 or 5 years down the line, we will make money, more money than what we're buying him at now. Then anyway, and he would have made money back. We would have made money back on him anyway. So we would be profiting both ways. That's why Chelsea should just put that money down and get the guy to our football club. They should.
100%.
44 goals and 10 assists in 1920. 41 goals this season in 41 games. What was his third season back? It probably ain't as great.
I think he had 11 or 12 assists this year too. Which...
Yeah, all right. And he scored 5 goals. So he's only started excelling in his last 2 years. Now, that's because he's noticed His talent. That's what that is. He's noticed his talent. And for me, Chelsea need to get this. I just don't get why we're doing this stupid 85 million euros, 70 million euros, take a player. Just fucking put what we want down. You've done it to us already with Hakimi. You've showed us that you're not going to do that. Go and do that for Haaland. Go and justify why we didn't get Hakimi. Go and justify why we didn't spend 80 million on Hakimi. Go.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
agree.
Because if they don't do that and they keep fucking about, and then it just goes stale because Dortmund just closed the door to us for whatever reasons because of us mucking around, then what? Then
Yeah, I mean,
Yes,
I agree.
and
Hakimi-
Viola worked very
Go ahead,
close
Klaas.
with Dortmund. He's very close with Dortmund. So, like, even if we offer them like 150 million, Viola's not gonna be like agreeing to it, and Dortmund will actually extend his contract. They would give him another contract so people can actually pay how much he is. Like, pay 200 million, 250. Why are you shying away from that? Like, he's a superstar. Listen, if Haaland comes to London, like, no Arsenal fan, I tell you right now, no Arsenal fan would say London is red. This is how big Haaland is.
I can't say that anyway, Classiv. It's not red. It's blue anyway.
Like,
Who gives
Arsenal fan can't say like London is red. They would literally give up. They would might as well like fist themselves.
Right, so someone's saying
That's how
reports
big
that Haaland has a total agreement
Haaland
with
is.
Real Madrid. I know it's not true, but next season Real and Barca will definitely have the money. But it's not just them, G. It's not just them. It gives Man United, Man City, Juventus, PSG.
Literally.
70 million is nothing.
And keep in mind when you hear reports about Haaland has agreements with this club or that club, just know that every club knows what it's going to take personal terms wise to get Haaland. And so if they've agreed to like, okay, we'll pay that, we'll do that, then he has agreed to personal terms. There's nothing on paper. There's nothing signed. It's just like we have agreed with personal terms. Madrid has, Barca has, Bayern has. They all know the personal terms and have said yes or no. We won't do that. And that's as far as that goes. Like that's just like an understanding of what it would take to sign him to his contract. And teams will know what that is way before they agree to a deal with the club.
Arsenal fans,
Every club
it's
has
not in the
Messi,
debate.
Ronaldo, Benzema. We don't have it. We want him. Other clubs might not want him as much as we do. So why are we not bidding? Why are we not landing him here?
Maybe we
I
will.
don't get it.
Maybe we will bid for him. Maybe we just. I don't know what's the word. Maybe we just hold him back. Maybe we trying to test the waters because we've got time. Maybe we've seen if Dortmund will go, actually, do you know what? We'll take this if you give us Tammy as well. Maybe they're waiting for Dortmund to react so that then they can, at least we can know. At least we can know where and what we can do, moving forward. I don't think Dortmund have come back. I know they've said they want 150. Chelsea are obviously trying their luck, but maybe they're just waiting for Dortmund to just give them a little nudge, open the door. Do you know what I mean?
Wait for Dortmund to react.
Yeah, I think they're waiting for Dortmund to react potentially, because why would we keep offering these silly offers? Why? Because I think we're probably waiting for them to come back and go, no, not interested in the player. We wouldn't take a Tammy Abraham, which I don't think they've done yet. Yeah, or it's, well, actually, we will take Tammy, but you need to give us 120 million cash.
Look, we're not accountants. Just give them the money. Here you go. That's like 500 million. Here we go. You take it or not. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, 100%.
If Haaland doesn't come in, that means Leicester City had a better windows than everyone because they've got Bissouma and Daka.
Yeah, and people talking about what Haaland will get paid. Haaland will get anything in the ranges of 300 to 400k a week. 360 actually, I think it is 360k a week. Even wage.
Haaland is not a selfish guy. Haaland knows, like, listen, this everything happening about Haaland, he doesn't even like it. He doesn't like publicity, but because he's such a good player, he's in the mid of it. So he wants to sign for another club too himself, and he's not a selfish. He'll be happy with 300-400k, right? Because he's going to be making money from different other avenues. So as a person, Haaland is perfect. He really he really enjoy. He's not like Pogba. He doesn't want to be on every season and saying, "Oh, I would like to go to Madrid. I would like to go back to Juventus." He's not that sort of a person.
Or Mbappe. So
Exactly.
he's not a selfish guy. He's not. He's very much a team guy.
Exactly.
And look, it's going to be interesting, and I hope the next time we do chat, there's more news to it, more positive news to it. I am waiting for the Hakimi deal to go ahead with PSG, and I think that's going to happen very, very soon. So do not be surprised if that's the case. But in terms of Haaland, Chelsea, I know you're not watching it, but Chelsea board, Haaland, all of yous, let's just get this done. Roman, please just put the money down. Let's just show that we're serious. Let's not waste time. We've got 150 bills. We just won a Champions League. We've made loads of money there. We've got Champions League football next season. We've got money there. You know, we've had money coming. We're selling players as we go along as well, which I'm sure we'll be able to do. Like, let's just go and get the guy. Let's not delay it anymore. Let's not let people think that it's not going to happen. Do you know what I mean?
Jim, before we go, let me just say, if we can't get Haaland, we've all seen the crossbar video, and there's a certain Don who's plenty of capable of putting them on frame. So,
listen, 5 years ago, maybe, you know, they might have signed me at the age of 25, but not anymore. But we have got people, watch out for that. We will be doing the second part of that day. We haven't released it yet, which involved basically, I don't want to tell you too much about it, but basically it was a different competition for a different, it's just funny. You'll see anyway. I don't want to tell you too much, but make sure you stay tuned in. That will be sorted out at some point, hopefully this week. Please smash the like button if you're new to GNA. Smash the like button. And if you're new to GNA TV, please subscribe. Hit that bell notification below. Share on your social. Share this video to your friends and people so that they can tune in and follow us moving forward. And yeah, guys, I will just about to end it, but then the UEFA have just confirmed something. Just got something come in. What's this? Let's have a quick look. What was that? What's this about? UEFA confirmed rule change that will impact Chelsea.
it must be a loan change.
A UEFA committee has a proposal that we will see the away goals rules from all UEFA club competitions.
So next season, basically,
Yeah.
if the round of 16 stays 1-1 first leg, and then the same, like if it's still draw. extra
Right,
time.
okay.
Yeah,
Well,
no more away goals.
That weren't too much. Too much. I thought it was something else. I was like, what have we done now? Transfer ban or something. Do you know what I mean? I was thinking, oh no, what have we done? But yes, people, thank you very much for tuning in. You all have a good day. Josh, thank you. Fata, Classic,
Yeah,
thank you guys
Thank you,
all
man.
for tuning in. And we'll see you again very, very soon. Peace.
VIP, stay low key, like bando, bitch, oh please, yeah. Brand new whip, no keys, yeah. Get down on knees, yeah, yeah.